All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show. Summer League basketball happening in the NBA right now, and Darius Days shelled out last night for the San Antonio Spurs. As Days had 13 and 10 last night in the Summer League. He was going up against the Houston Rockets and Tari Eason. Eason has been on fire here to start the Summer League play, and last night a big win for Houston in Summer League, and Tari finished with 22 and 10. 22 points, 10 boards. He also had 3 assists, 2 steals, a couple of blocks. He finished 9 of 16 from the field and hit 2 of 3 from behind the arc. So a nice showing for the LSU draftees that are, or at least Easton being drafted and Days being picked up by San Antonio. Good things happening for LSU basketball, including off the floor right now for the current team. Some social media has come out on some team building stuff that's happening. And Matt McMahon, the last time he's here, talked about, look, huge success in recruiting. They did a really good job in the transfer portal and keeping some guys intact in Baton Rouge, but now it was time to build the team. Let's check in with him, the head basketball coach here on this Tuesday morning. Always good to see you, man. How are you? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jordy. Got to say shout out to Derek Fountain, turning 20 today for the Tigers, so excited to be here with you, though, this morning.
Nice. Derek came through here a couple of weeks back, man. A really good guy that is now in the program and a part of that team-building process, Coach, that you and I talked about the last time you were here. Obviously, we've seen a little social media come out from your program, but how is this part of the operation going?
It's been a lot of fun, Jordy. Love the guys that we have in the program. This summer, as you and I have talked about, trying to establish a foundation for what we want the program to be about, not only this summer, years ahead. And so I think a big part of that is establishing the culture and camaraderie of the team. And so I definitely hope we're a lot better at basketball than we are at bowling. But it's been a lot of fun to do some of those things off the floor.
Who's the best cook on the team?
I don't think we had one. I hate to say that. Coach Hamilton on the grill probably be top 2. Player-wise, we got a lot of work to do.
Speaking of the work, Coach, what goes into this part of the process? I know that you mentioned you guys did a bang-up job in recruiting, but what does this part of the calendar really look like as far as the team building goes?
Well, we're halfway through the summer program. We get 8 weeks with our players on the court and the meetings and all of those different things. So, I think offensive and defensive schemes and all those things are important. But it's a lot more about getting to know each other. You have 13 new players, some entire new coaching staff. I think those things summer. But it's been a fun group. Guys are working extremely hard. We've done a mix of individual position group workouts and also some full team workouts now as we enter the second half of the summer.
You able to find some of your leaders this early on in this part of the process?
Jordy, that's a great question. That's one thing I challenged our players with yesterday at the conclusion of our workout. I think that's going to be critical. I think we've always heard that player-led teams will be much more successful than coach-led teams. And so it's early. I think way too early to tell. There certainly are some good candidates when you look at guys like Adam Miller and Wani Wilkinson and Justice Williams who have been here. You look at some of our older and experienced transfers who have come in. Really going to continue to challenge those guys to step forward and become a voice of the team.
I really thought the most impressive part of your recruiting and the success that you had was the way that you were able to put together a balanced team, a team that's very strategically, it looks like on paper, put together as a balanced basketball team. Having the opportunity to see them on the floor, what do you see from your group here early on?
Well, I love a lot of things about our team with the character of the group. I think we've had guys who've worked extremely hard. It's been a low-maintenance group so far. But recruiting classes and teams always look good on paper and highlight films.
Sure.
So we got a long way to go. I think we returned 5 points a game, one of the lowest returning college basketball. So we've got to really work extremely hard. I told our guys yesterday, I think we're 250 days from the season being over. So things are going to get moving here quick. We've got to pick up the pace of how second half of the summer, because college basketball has changed in so many ways. First day of practice, now it's September 28th. So I mean, things are speeding up, and we got a lot of work that's got to get done.
You mentioned Adam Miller and some of his leadership qualities. Obviously, Tiger fans were looking forward to watching him play last season, and 23 points a game will, I know, be a much invited, welcoming prospect to you with Miller returning. How have you seen him bounce around on that knee since being cleared early in the spring?
He's an elite shooter, Jordy, with deep range, very skilled basketball player. My favorite part about him is how smart and how competitive. He's still not cleared for live 5-on-5 play, so I know he's anxious to do that, but we want to continue to be patient there. But I've been really impressed with his work ethic. And as I mentioned, that basketball IQ is really off the charts.
Coach, you mentioned it, but how much do these days matter for January, February, March, and what you're trying to do, not only here in just year one, but just every year into building a team?
Jordy, it's a great question, and one thing we're working through right now. I really, in the past, have preferred the spring and summer just to be about player development, the weight room, the one-on-one individual works, and so forth. But when you walk into a unique situation like this, with so many new players and coaches, we've had to change that strategy a little bit and spend a lot more time on the team. And I think that's going to be for us. So every day is valuable. 8 hours a week is certainly not enough time for us to get to where we want to go. So then after that, you're relying on doing a good job in recruiting players who have the game and who are going to live in the gym, who are going to invest unbelievable amounts of time and getting better and improving and building the relationships with their teammates. So I think those unseen hours are going to be every bit as important as the 8 hours a week we're allowed to work with our guys right now.
Recruiting never stops from your seat, I know, but does it feel like you have caught up to at least now recruiting alongside your competition? You've got your current roster intact and in order, and now kind of looking towards future classes. And if so, how is that message being sent and being on the road? Obviously representing LSU.
Well, it's a great honor to be on the road representing LSU. One of the many reasons I'm here. I'm a big believer in the power of those three letters of the brand across college sports. I think for us, really trying to get a class of 2024 is going to be critical for today's landscape. And then coming into it from the spring, you're doing a little bit of catch-up work in the class of 2023, but I'm excited on the players we're involved with and come to campus for these football weekends in the fall.
I know that you are a featured speaker at the high school coaching clinic that's coming up here in the city in a few weeks. How has it been getting adjusted to, I guess, South Louisiana and Baton Rouge? Have you even had time to get settled in?
No, not really, but it's been awesome. Absolutely love it. People have been great, so welcoming. It's been awesome getting to meet a lot of the high schools in the area, and I'll get to do that again tomorrow morning at the State Association Clinic. So that'll be a lot of fun. But a lot of those things, the bottom line is I am an outsider. I'm not from here. I've followed LSU over 3 decades. So I feel like I have a good feel for it, but that's how you try and build your staff. And that's where having a guy like who's been to the Final Four at LSU, who's one of the honorary mayors of Baton Rouge, Jeff Moore, who knows that every person in the state of Louisiana has coached in this state. for 40 or 50 years. And Casey Long, who came with us from Murray State, was born here in the state of Louisiana. So I thought that was really important to have that on our staff.
Coach, we've heard the football guys come through here and some of the coaches talk about the emphasis and how important the nutrition part of their program has been taken in and received from the players here at this part of the process. How much do you use that part of the organization that LSU offers?
I was blown away, Jordy.
Yeah.
I eat every meal over there that I can at that nutrition center. It's unbelievable. 5-star meals every day. So we're really fortunate to have it, and making sure our players understand the benefit of having that, those resources. I mean, we have Kayla Law, nutritionist, dietitian, goes above and beyond the call of duty to design the meal programs. I think having an entire performance team here at LSU is really amazing. You have your strength and conditioning coach, you have a mental health coach, you have your nutritionist, you have the resources at nutrition center. Really just making sure as a coaching staff, we do a good job of educating our players on the benefits of those things and to take advantage of those opportunities, and the coaches as well, because it is a good meal, Jordy. You have to come join us one night.
I'm in. It's good to see you, man. Keep up the hard work. I know time right now is very crucial for your program, so look forward to talking to you again soon.
Can't wait, Jordy. Really appreciate your time. And as always, go Tigers.
You got it, man. Good to see you. There he is, head coach Pat McMahon, checking in from his office this morning as LSU basketball right now in the roster building and team building phase of his first season. And you can hear it, man. A lot of energy. People were asking for a kind of a personality description on Coach McMahon, and he and I sat right next to each other at the Louisiana High School Basketball Association. Kind of wraps up the year, and I was able to MC